Let me share something most women rarely say out loud. A meaningful hug can often create a stronger emotional impression than a kiss ever could. I have spoken with women who began quietly questioning their relationships after experiencing one simple embrace from another man. Not because it was dramatic or obvious, because something about the way he held her felt completely different from anything she had experienced before. And that feeling stayed with her long after the moment had ended. Most men treat a hug like a routine social obligation. Brief, predictable, instantly forgotten. It communicates politeness rather than presence. It files itself neatly into the category of friendly greeting and disappears from memory within minutes. But a man who understands the psychology and biology of human touch approaches this moment entirely differently. He does not simply hug her. He creates a sensory memory. He leaves behind an impression that continues to echo in her mind and body long after the interaction has ended. Today we are going into the science behind that experience, a subtle adjustment in body language and one specific point of contact that can dramatically change how a woman experiences your presence. This is not about manipulation or shortcuts. It is about understanding a level of nonverbal communication that most people never recognize exists. The reason most hugs are instantly forgotten is because they follow a completely predictable social pattern. They are designed to be safe, emotionally neutral, and brief. A quick squeeze, a friendly pat, and then it is over. These signals communicate familiarity rather than anything deeper. They tell her nervous system that this interaction belongs firmly in the category of ordinary social contact. Nothing to remember, nothing to return to. The kind of hug that leaves a lasting impression serves an entirely different purpose. Instead of reinforcing expectations, it gently interrupts them. It communicates something her nervous system is not prepared for: calm strength, genuine confidence, and complete unhurried presence. And this is where most men fundamentally misunderstand attraction. They assume strong impressions are created through intensity and visible effort. In reality, the most powerful impressions are created through control, patience, and intentionality. The science behind this is surprisingly direct. A rushed touch communicates uncertainty and the need for approval even when no words are spoken. Her nervous system reads your physical state before her conscious mind has had any chance to analyze what is happening. A hurried, uncertain embrace signals anxiety. A calm and grounded one signals something her nervous system registers as safety combined with genuine masculine presence. And that combination creates the foundation for something far deeper than an ordinary greeting ever could. To understand how this works, we need to look at what researchers call the somatic imprint. Somatic refers to the body and the physical experiences stored within it. The goal is not to persuade her through conversation. It is to create a sensory experience that remains memorable long after the interaction has ended. A physical memory rather than a verbal one. Her mind may forget individual words and specific sentences. Her body remembers how a moment felt. That distinction is everything. This framework rests on three essential elements: tempo, stillness, and anchor point. Together, these create a hug that feels entirely different from the ordinary social interactions she moves through every day. The first element is tempo. This is where most men eliminate any possibility of creating a lasting impression before the moment has even had time to form. Most people move through a hug at exactly the same speed they move through casual conversation. Automatic, predictable, routine. Familiarity rarely captures attention, but a man who moves slightly slower than expected changes the emotional atmosphere of the moment immediately. By becoming more deliberate, not dramatically slow, simply unhurried, he creates a subtle interruption in her expectations. Her attention naturally shifts toward the interaction because it no longer feels routine. Instead of blending into the background noise of ordinary social contact, the moment begins to stand out. That is the first step toward a lasting impression. The second element is stillness. Its importance is consistently underestimated. Most people feel uncomfortable with silence and instinctively fill every moment with words, nervous adjustments, or unnecessary movement. During a hug, many men talk, fidget, or constantly shift their position. These behaviors pull attention away from the experience itself and back into the analytical mind. A powerful hug operates differently. Once it begins, there is no need to fill the space with words. No need for constant adjustment or reassuring laughter. You remain present, relaxed, and fully grounded in the moment. Your breathing stays calm. Your posture remains steady. Your focus stays on the connection itself rather than on what to say next. This quiet confidence has a profound effect. Without the usual social distractions, her attention naturally moves from analyzing the situation to actually experiencing it. The moment becomes less about conversation and more about feeling. That transition from the analytical to the sensory is what gives the embrace its emotional depth and makes it something she finds herself returning to in her mind later. Now, the most important element, the anchor point. This is the specific detail that separates an ordinary hug from one that creates a genuine, lasting impression. Most men automatically place their hands high on the shoulders, the upper back, the shoulder blades. There is nothing wrong with those positions in a social context, but they communicate familiarity and comfort rather than genuine masculine presence. That placement is what you use with friends, with relatives, with casual acquaintances. Her nervous system categorizes it immediately and files it away as ordinary. To create a genuine somatic imprint, the hand placement must become intentional. The most effective location is along the natural curve of the lower back, the lumbar area. This position is close enough to feel personal without becoming intrusive. A firm, warm, confident hand placed there communicates something her nervous system understands below the level of conscious thought. Stability, support, quiet leadership. It signals that you are completely comfortable in your own presence and fully invested in this moment. Because this area of the body carries deep associations with physical support and grounded protection, it creates a stronger sensory impression than the upper back ever could. Women consistently remember this specific detail, often without being entirely able to explain why. They only know that something about the way he held her felt different. Now bring all three elements together into a single clear sequence. Move into the embrace slightly slower than feels socially standard. Once you are holding her, go completely still. No fidgeting. No nervous adjustment. No words filling the silence. Let your breathing remain slow and steady. And anchor your hand firmly, warmly, with complete calm, on the lower back. Hold that position for 5 to 7 seconds. Not 2, not 1. Long enough for her nervous system to actually settle into the contact rather than simply registering it and moving past. That is the complete sequence. Slow down. Stay still. Anchor your hand with intention. Nothing more complicated than that. No elaborate performance. No dramatic gesture. Here is what makes this work at a level most people never consciously reach. It is not the technical execution. It is the genuine internal state behind it. A man who is truly present, who is not scanning her face for feedback, not wondering how this is landing, not rushing through the moment to get somewhere else, communicates something through his stillness that no amount of clever words could replicate. His nervous system is calm, and calm is contagious. Her nervous system reads his physical state and begins to mirror it. She relaxes. Her defenses soften. And in that brief window of genuine mutual presence, something forms between two people that she will not easily forget. In a world of distraction, fragmented attention, and surface-level interactions, genuine, unhurried presence has become extraordinarily rare. Yet it remains one of the most powerful forms of communication available to any person. What you leave behind when you move through a moment this way is not based on what you said.